Hello everyone, welcome to Tina's Oriental Cooking. Today we are making Mapo Tofu. First of all, tofu, some garlic cloves, some spring onions and ginger. So these are the basics of what we need, and then I'll show later on what else we will. So cut the tofu into cubes of about 2 centimeters on each side. I'm using about 200 grams of tofu. This is a firm tofu. Usually if you go to Asian market, Chinese supermarket, there's a pack of tofu come in a pack of 400 grams. So this is half of it. And there's a choice of firm tofu or medium firm tofu. So you can see little cubes of about 2 centimeters. Leave that to the side and prepare the rest of the ingredients. I need to mince the garlic. If you have a mincer, easily for you. I don't, so I crush it and then chop it into tiny pieces. And we need to do the same for the ginger as well. So slice it thinly and then strips and then chop. And for spring onion, we just need to thinly slice it. So the amount of ginger we've got here is probably about 1 teaspoonful of chopped ginger. And some red chilli. If you like it spicy, use spicy red chilli. Otherwise, medium to mild red chilli will be nice. Again, it's for garnish to finish at the end. Right, this is all the ingredients that needs cutting and we are done with it. And the rest of it, what we need would be some mince meat. It can be pork mince, beef mince, chicken mince, or just minced mixed vegetables will do. Traditionally, in Sichuan, they use beef. And today I have some pork, which I chopped myself earlier. We need to blanch the tofu for 1 to 1.5 minutes in the hot water. The heat in the hot water will help the protein to combine together. This way, during the cooking later on, the tofu won't break up into crumbs. So once it's boiling for a minute and a minute and a half, we need to drain this tofu and run it under cold water for a tiny bit so they don't stick together. Once the tofu is drained, we just put it in a sieve and put on the side to wait until we are ready to use. So over medium to high heat, put your pan over there to heat up and oil in there. Make sure you twirl your pan so the oil covers most of the surface. Garlic and ginger in there first to stir fry for about 30 seconds so you get the flavor out and it's not burned. The main ingredient for the flavor of this dish is Sichuan red hot bean sauce. It's made from broad bean, chili and fermented with flour in there. So it's quite salty as well. Mine is a Sichuan one, it's a bit hotter. You can buy just the Li Kim Ki hot bean sauce from most of the shops, which I think is available even from Tesco's. So until you can see the hot the oil turns red and then the fragrance of the sauce come out very nicely. Then we put the mince in there, break it up into small pieces as well as stirring. So this way it's even later in the dish, and it will coat very nicely over the tofu as well. You saw earlier I broke up pieces of black fermented beans in there. This is optional for extra flavors. If you don't have it, don't worry about it. So until all the meat is cooked, we mix the sauce, and you can see the meat is turning red. It's all covered by the red sauce. The fragrance in this kitchen is unbelievable. Of course, if you do like spicy, and then this is where you want to be. And we need to add some water in here for the sauce. This is about 100 to 150 ml of water in there. So it should be just enough to cover all the meat, and will be enough, giving it enough time to cook it and evaporate, and then also for us to thicken as well. So once the water is in there, taste your seasoning. If you need a bit more, add some soy sauce, a little bit of salt, and sugar if you like. If you find it too spicy and too salty, sugar will balance it very nicely. Half a teaspoon of dark soy sauce as well. This will bring up the color to a more amber, nice coloring. Good. Now is a good flavor. Just let it bubble for a little bit. I forgot earlier, for extra flavor, we need to toast some dry chilli and dry Sichuan peppercorn. So over low heat, half a teaspoon of fresh Sichuan peppercorn and a pinch of red chilli on the side there. So now I'm putting the tofu into the sauce and let it cook for 1 to 2 minutes to allow the tofu to soak up all the flavor in this soup. And again, over a medium to low heat, so we don't overcook the tofu, as it's already been blanched and cooked. If you cook for too long, the tofu will become really hard. So give it a gentle swirl in there. So check my peppercorn and dry chili. If it feels crunchy, then we'll be able to chop it up or grind it up if you have a grinder. I don't have at the moment, so I'm just using my knife later on to chop up the spice. Check on the flavor as we cook as well. Okay, we'll take the spice off the heat, and so after checking the spices, if it's nice and crunchy and not burned, we'll take it off the heat to crunch it up, to chop up or blend it up later. So I'm not using a blender, I'll just roughly chop it with my knife, and I'll sprinkle it over when we finish the dish. It is nicer if you can blend it, especially for the peppercorn. Right there. So now the tofu is cooked, we just need to make sure the heat is low, and then we need to thicken the sauce. Again, like all the thickening I'm using, I use corn flour with 2 parts of water and mix it together. So I'm using about a tablespoon in this dish. So give it a nice gentle turn. I don't like it too thick, so I just add a little bit. So you can see this will help the mince and the chili paste coat nicely over the tofu. And finish with chopped red chilli and spring onion. If you have Sichuan pepper oil or some ground Sichuan pepper like I have, sprinkle a little bit or drizzle the oil, will add extra flavor onto this dish. And now you have your Mapo Tofu and it's ready to serve. It will go deliciously with your rice. Enjoy. Thank you for watching.